Welcome to It's Tomorrow News. I am Hena Talati. Let us have a glance at the headlines first. Deadly floodwater tsunami sweeps through the Italian towns. Typhoon Nanmadol rapidly strengthens as it approaches southern Japan. 9 killed in rain-related incident in Lucknow. Deadly floodwater tsunami sweeps through the Italian towns. At least 9 people have died and 4 are missing after the dramatic storms provoked severe flooding in the Italy's central Marche region, forcing politicians to finally raise the topic of the climate crisis a week before the general elections. Dozens of the others are reported to have saved themselves by climbing on the rooftops and trees in the scenes described as being akin to the apocalypse. 50 people are being treated in the hospitals. Heavy rain began to lash the region on Thursday afternoon, with the streets turning into rivers and 420 millimeters of the rain falling in a worst-hit town. Dozens of others are reported to have saved themselves by climbing on the rooftops and trees. 50 people are being treated in the hospital. Heavy rain began to lash region on Thursday afternoon, with streets turning into the rivers and 420 millimeters of the rain falling in the worst-hit town, Catania. Within a few hours, half the amount of that fell on the town throughout the whole of the 2022, Corriere della Sera reported. The geologist told La Presse that 6 months' worth of the rain had fallen across the region within 3 hours. The regional capital of Ancona and areas surrounding it were also badly affected. A 17-year-old girl and her mother are believed to have been swept away by the floodwaters near the town of Senigallia as they tried to flee the area by car. Italy's longest river, the Po, this year suffered its worst drought in 7 decades. In early July, 11 people were killed when a huge mass of ice from the glacier on the north side of the Marmolada mountain in the Dolomites broke away, causing a fatal avalanche. Typhoon Nanmadol rapidly strengthens as it approaches southern Japan. A large and a strong typhoon, which has rapidly intensified and gained the meteorological agency's highest classification of violent, is forecast to move towards the Kyushu this weekend and then curve northeast, bringing the dangerous conditions in the widespread areas of Japan. The agencies warned of high waves, strong surge, landslides, flooding, and overflowing rivers. It said the wind could be strong in the areas like southern Kyushu, that some homes would be at the risk of collapse, urging residents to stay in the sturdy buildings and stay away from the windows. It also warned of the so-called linear precipitation zones, which can bring heavy rainfall for long periods to the same areas and lead to disasters. The terms typhoon, hurricanes, and cyclone all refer to the tropical cyclones. The term that is applied to a given storm depends on where it is originated. Typhoons develop in the northwestern Pacific and usually affect Asia. Hurricanes form in the North Atlantic, the northeastern Pacific, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. In the Atlantic, major hurricanes are defined as tropical cyclones with the maximum sustained winds of 111 miles per hour or higher and are classified as either category 3, 4, and 5 storms. But in the Asia-Pacific region, there are variations in how individual countries grade typhoons. 9 killed in rain-related incidents in Lucknow. After weeks and weeks of subdued activity, the monsoon rains have finally resumed over the Uttar Pradesh. Heavy showers over the past 48 hours have already led to the multiple rain-related incidents in the state, and more such impacts are to be expected as region braces for the extremely heavy downpours over the next 2 days. In 24-hour period between Thursday and Friday mornings, Capital city Lucknow recorded precipitation worth a whopping 160 millimeters. The India Meteorological Department also observed rainfall at most places in the Uttar Pradesh on Thursday, with the Jhansi, Orai, Lucknow, Kanpur and Bahraich districts bearing the brunt. The persistent rainfall reportedly led to waterlogging in the several areas yesterday, including Park Road, Makbulganj, Indiranagar, Alamgarh and many parts of the old city. The traffic movement slowed down as well, while dug-up roads and potholes slowed down commuters, especially the ones travelling on the Gautam Buddha Marg, Aminabad and Sri Ram Road. During the early hours of the Friday, 9 people, 3 men, 3 women and 3 children were killed and 2 seriously injured after a wall of a house collapsed due to the heavy rains. The incident took place in the Dil Khusha locality in the cantonment area of the Lucknow. That's all for now. For more news updates, stay tuned with us. It's Tomorrow News. For more global weather updates like this, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates.